Elon Musk has been beamed down from another planet to show us mortals how to run a company. The fact is,
how is that different from what Tesla did years ago when they showed solar panels that didn't work on a house that was on the set of Desperate
capital
Housewives
raises all
to
the
sell $2
time.
billion
The
acquisition?
Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, Jeep, Audi, and Porsche are all coming out with 300 miles.
The year is 2021, and Tesla has come close to achieving its target of 500,000 vehicle deliveries, only missed by a mere 450 vehicles. The stock has reached a market capitalization of over $700 billion, surpassing the entirety of all automakers in the world. But this begs the question, why is Tesla valued so high? In this video, I will take a detailed deep dive at Tesla's future and why it could become the most valuable company in the world. This video will go into details on every aspect that makes Tesla more than just a car company. From the machine that makes the machine, the 4680 battery cells, solar and energy sector, and the advanced autonomous future. Cathie Wood has been one of the strong believers in Tesla's potential, with the highest price target of up to $15,000 per share pre-split. Tesla got another bullish endorsement recently from analyst Dan Ives from Wedbush, who raised his stock price target by 33% to $950 and a bull case of $1,250 per share. Billionaire investor Chamath Palihapitiya added that the power of utility business is ripe for disruption, and there are trillions of dollars of bonds, of capex, of value sitting inside the energy generation infrastructure. But how could they be so sure? Does any of this warrant a $2 trillion valuation? If you find this video informative and enjoy the presentation style, consider subscribing to Electric Invest and hit the notification bell for more detailed videos such as this one. This video is not financial advice, but it is simply made to illustrate what we know about Tesla, and timestamps have been provided in the top comment section for your convenience. So sit back and relax, and let's take a deep dive into everything that Tesla has to offer. Let's start with the Gigafactory, the machine that builds the machine. Located in Nevada, United States, the First Gigafactory is where Tesla's innovation begins, and one-size-fits-all factory that ideally could make anything that Tesla sells, from batteries, solar panels, home storage solutions, and of course, the electric cars, all in the convenience of one roof. Raw materials come in one end, and finished products come out on the other. A truly remarkable piece of innovation with the world's largest building footprint. But from the ground, it can be difficult to appreciate the sheer size of this facility, which stretches 5.5 million square feet. The first of its kind is only 30% completed, with a maximum annual capacity of up to 35 gigawatts of cell power production per year, enough to supply a grand total of 500,000 vehicles per year, a number that was prognosticated for 2020 by Elon Musk as early as 2014. The second factory is called the Giga Shanghai, completed in 2019, in the span of just 10 months and with the initial capacity of 250,000 vehicles per year. The lessons learned by Tesla during the first Gigafactory were applied to the fullest, resulting in amazing efficiencies that resulted in a build of approximately 65% less capital expenditure per unit of manufacturing capacity that was required for the Model 3 production in the United States. Currently, in 2021, Giga Shanghai is undergoing its Phase 2 production, which will increase its production capacity to an estimated total of over 550,000 units per year. This leads us to the third Gigafactory, currently under construction, and located in Brandenburg, Germany, 84 kilometers or 52 miles from Berlin. Gigaberlin is expected to be completed in mid-2021, expected to have a capacity of an additional 500,000 vehicles per year. This facility will also house the first production of the next generation battery, which is the next generation battery cells, the 4680 battery. And last but not least, the Terrafactory in Austin, Texas. Currently under construction, the Terratexas is the first of its kind, potentially in the future having the capacity of annual production in the terawatt-hour range, expected to have a capacity of at least 500,000 vehicle productions per year. This latest factory is planned to be completed sometime in late 2021 to early 2022, and will be the main factory for the Tesla Cybertruck and the Tesla Semi, as well as Model 3s and Model Ys within the United States. Tesla's demand has been strong since inception. Tesla has just about sold every single car that it has produced, and with the proper execution of all of these 4 factories, it is estimated that Tesla's annual capacity will be upwards to over 2 million vehicles per year by 2022, or at least over 1 million vehicles this year. Currently, the batteries that Teslas use are the 21mm by 70mm in size. The 2170 cells includes a separator tab and a jelly roll, which is a film of electrodes. Greater achievements are made with a larger battery at the 46mm by 80mm size, and with this, Tesla can achieve significant reduction in cost. The 4680 battery cells will not have a tab separator, which means simple manufacturing, fewer parts, and 5 times the electrical path, meaning the electricity will travel a smaller distance within the battery, resulting in faster charging. These batteries alone will be responsible for 5 times more energy density, adding an additional 16% more range to the vehicles and up to 6 times the power of the current Teslas. This is a huge improvement because it will drastically make Teslas have a longer range, charge much faster than today, and best of all, be cheaper overall since the battery pack is the most expensive component of any EV. Although at Battery Day, we learned that the cells won't hit mass production until sometime in 2022. These batteries are not prototypes, but are already currently being manufactured at their pilot plant in California. Additional improvements in range and costs will be achieved in terms of manufacturing. The plan for Tesla is to reach over 100 gigawatt-hours of power from these cells by 2022 and 3 terawatt-hours by 2030, enough to supply over 20 million vehicles. These batteries will be responsible for the 500 to 600 mile range of the Cybertruck, the Tesla Semi, and the Roadster, and if they have 2,000 cycles of life, they will run smooth for over 1 million miles. And these batteries will also be structural to the car, meaning that Teslas will not have a separate battery pack, but instead will have these batteries be part of the structure, saving even more on parts, weight, and improving range and strength of the vehicle.
These batteries are going to be placed, and then if you can see these voids right here, they're going to fill that up with epoxy. And once the epoxy is in here, this is going to be as rigid as any brick that you could ever imagine. This is going to be rock solid. This thing will never twist. This is going to have the highest Hertz rating of any vehicle on the planet because of the way this is configured. It'll have more safety than what the other one was.
And this leads me to the next amazing part that will have a major impact on Tesla's future. And it is called the Mega Cast.
Commissioned the largest casting machine that has ever been made, and it's currently working just over the road at our Fremont plant. We have the it's pretty sweet, making the currently making the entire rear section of the car as a single piece, high pressure die cast aluminum. And in order to do this, we actually had to develop our own alloy. Because we wanted a high-strength casting alloy that did not require coatings or heat treatment. So you're basically making the front and rear of the car as a single piece.
Tesla is taking a revolutionary approach to building its vehicles with a single-piece structure in contrast to the industry standard. In late 2020, we saw the first glimpse of a rear single-piece cast developed by Tesla utilizing a brand new alloy that can withstand the casting process on such a high area without distortion. Sandy Monroe, an automotive engineer who specializes in machines and tools manufacturing, did a breakthrough on the Model Y in 2020, and follow note that the components were amongst the largest casted parts he has ever seen in a car before. This was despite Tesla still using the two-piece casting model for the Model Y during that time. Monroe stated that the Model Y's large casted parts already provided Tesla with notable savings in production efficiency. Essentially, Tesla is planning on producing all its vehicles with a complete mega cast across the entire base of the vehicle, further reducing weight, increasing strength with the structural 4680 batteries, and thus increasing range and efficiency.
So now what you've got is a casting like this on one side, but it incorporates the whole rear end of the car. And what did he show us on Battery Day? He's doing the same thing with the front of a car. Do you know how many times we've tried to present this to different companies to say, hey, this is the wave of the future? And you know how many implemented them? Zero. None. Why? Why didn't they do that? Because it wasn't the same old, same old.
All these improvements, alongside with the 4680 battery, will help Tesla achieve over 54% improvement in range, as well as 56% cheaper batteries, and as well as 69% improvement on the investment thanks to the cost savings in the manufacturing, enabling one of the biggest game changers, which is going to be the $25,000 Tesla. which we recently heard is most likely going to come out of the Chinese market in 2022. This vehicle will broaden the reach of Tesla vehicles all around the world. Just take a look at the impact that the Model 3 had in terms of volumes compared to the Model S and Model X. The Tesla Model 3 was the best-selling electric car in the world in 2018. Tesla was able to achieve 138,000 units of the Model 3 sold amongst a total of 350,000 deliveries in 2018. In 2020, out of the 499,550 total deliveries, the Model 3 was still the best seller at 360,351 deliveries, followed by the second best seller with 84,023 Model Ys. Clearly, we can see the impact of price point, and thus the $25,000 Tesla will be the start of a massive explosion in volume for Tesla deliveries in years to come.
I think the reality is that Tesla is a distributed energy business, right? They are figuring out how to harness energy, how to store it, and then how to use it in a way to allow humans to be productive. Cars are a manifestation, but solar panels are as well, power walls are as well. And I'm telling you right now, Scott, the big disruption that's coming is to power utilities. There are trillions of dollars of bonds, of capex, of value sitting inside the energy generation infrastructure of the world that is going to go upside down. And when that goes pear-shaped, Tesla will double and triple again.
Let's talk about one of the most significant aspects of Tesla, that it is still severely underlooked and underappreciated by analysts in Wall Street, and that is the solar and energy sector. In the United States, the average system size is now 1/3 less expensive than the industry standards, but solar panels is not the only trick that Tesla has up its sleeve. Tesla also has a one-of-a-kind solar roof that blends seamlessly to the aesthetics of the house. Tesla solar roofs are optically isotropic, which means they can look one color from one angle and look a complete different color from another. This can achieve a natural look, tremendously appealing to customers at a price extremely compatible with getting a brand new premium roof and adding solar on top of it. This is the key to Tesla's potential dominance in this market. The price point is extremely important, as you guys already know. An average customer buying a large system in California will make their money back in only 6 years by reducing their electric bill, ultimately making an average of $88,000 over the system's lifetime. Now, this is due to the high prices in California when it comes to utilities, and other states in the United States, for example, have a much lower savings cost. In other states such as Vermont, which is in the northeast of the United States, not too far from Canada, and sees much cooler climates and generally much less sunny days compared to California, Tesla still claims savings of up to $47,000. Along solar, Tesla offers a one-of-a-kind Powerwall, which are rechargeable lithium battery packs that store electricity for solar self-consumption, time of use, load shifting, backup power, and off-grid use. The beauty about the whole solar ecosystem from Tesla is that if there's a neighborhood in which every single house has a Powerwall, every single Powerwall in each house will be able to store and distribute power where needed, as needed. If one house requires more electricity, you could have power be distributed to the next house with a Powerwall determined by software and AI, essentially having a fluid ecosystem in which each house will share power, just as if the entire neighborhood was its own virtual power plant. This is something that we learned a little bit in Battery Day. It has already been tested in some small communities in which it already has reduced the dependency on fossil fuel plants that are completely not efficient. But even more remarkable is the Tesla's Megapack in Hornsdale, South Australia. It's the Tesla's large-scale utility Megapack, which has already generated tremendous savings of $40 million in its very first year of deployment, and hundreds of millions more in other places that it has ramped up ever since.
The Hornsdale Power Reserve, or Tesla Big Battery, has been mocked by critics since day one. The naysayers said it was a waste of money, but this big battery is already playing a key role in stabilising the grid. And it's doing so with a speed, precision and agility that's never been seen before. Conventional generators can't match the way the battery makes small adjustments to power supply to keep the grid at the right frequency. This is the market operator's instruction. This is the response of a conventional power station. The battery is far swifter and more accurate.
It's basically providing much needed competition to a very concentrated segment of the electricity market.
We've been quite pleasantly surprised and would encourage more of this technology into the grid.
Imagine the sheer potential of every single country being able to utilize electricity extremely efficiently, exactly when needed, without wasting power. Multiple times much more efficient, not just for the city taxpayers, but also on the capacity of electricity being deployed. The energy sector is what Shamath Palihapitiya was talking about, and the Megapack is just another part of the big story for Tesla coming up in the next decade. The single most important side to Tesla's future, and the one that's gonna give Tesla a potential capitalization into the trillions, is reliant on its autonomous driving software. And we know that data is extremely important when it comes to achieving such a task. Every single Tesla that utilizes the full self-driving package, including the restricted autopilot version, has been collecting data all around the world. And Tesla has an estimated 15 billion miles of data already collected in real-world scenarios. As of right now, no other company comes close to such a data to be able to formulate on its AI learning for an autonomous future.
All cars being produced have all the hardware necessary, compute and otherwise, for full self-driving. And later today, you will drive the cars with the development version of the improved software, and you will see for yourselves. We care about one thing, self-driving. So that it was designed to do that incredibly well. The software is also designed to run on that hardware incredibly well. And the combination of the software and the hardware, I think, is unbeatable.
A human typically goes into an image and using a mouse annotates the lane line markings. So here's an example of an annotation that a human could create, a label for this image. So what's really critical is not just the scale of the data set. We don't just want millions of images. We actually need to do a really good job of covering the possible space of things that the car might encounter on the roads. So we need to teach the computer how to handle scenarios where it's night and wet. You have all these different specular reflections, and as you might imagine, the brightness patterns in these images will look very different.
The remarkable thing about this software is that it actually learns similar to the way that a human does. A lot of people have not been able to put this connection into perspective, but I am telling you right now that it does. Whenever you encounter an obstacle or somebody that's in front of your car, or let's say like a deer, when you're driving in a dark road, the Tesla software is going to utilize AI to be able to understand, based on its previous understandings from other objects that are similar, and the trajectory from which the object is moving. Let's say that the object is moving to the right or the object is moving to the left. It's going to make a prediction, just like a human does, in a split of a second, to anticipate if the car should slow down, stop, turn to the left, turn to the right, or not. One of the best examples that I can show you right now is from a YouTube channel called Dirty Tesla, in which he actually is one of the customers that has the beta software version of the full self-driving software, and in it can show you exactly what I just described. I will also leave a link in the description so that you guys can check out the full video.
First time actually capturing it on camera. So driving along here, when you can see a deer pops out in front of me, and almost right away you can see the deer is all the way on the left side of the road, and there's a little square on my screen representing the deer as a pedestrian symbol. That's the same symbol used for humans. As the deer continues across the road, my car begins to brake, which you can tell by this little green line here. That is my car regenerating energy and slowing down. It tries to plan a path around the deer, moving to the right to avoid the deer. As the deer moves right across the road, the car then reroutes, and it shows on the screen a path to the left to avoid the deer, while still braking with the green regen line. As my car gets closer to the deer, it moves over to the left to avoid it. Then my car is finished slowing down and speeds back up as the deer is off the road and avoided. Here is the raw, unedited clip.
Oh yeah, oh yes, nice.
So as you can see, the advantages of using AI and advanced computing power rather than just using lasers and radar is a lot better. You're actually getting something that is recognizing and almost acting like a human, in which is going to be making predictions on what to do next. Little by little, as more data is being added to the software, it will get to a point in which it will be so good that nobody will be able to distinguish its driving from a human driving if humans actually had 8 eyes all around the car and never got distracted at any point. Now, if you're still a little bit skeptical, take a look at this video in which we see the actual imagery in 3 dimensions made by the cameras themselves. Just like we use our 2 eyes to determine the distance and the 3-dimensionality around us, the Teslas do the same thing, and they're able to know and deduce the distance in 3 dimensions, 360 degrees around the car, of every single little thing, and be able to remember them as well. And this is the software that's going to make the robotaxis all possible.
The whole system, from a hardware standpoint, has been designed to be a robotaxi since basically October 2016. So any customer will be able to add or remove their car to the Tesla network So we expect this to operate, it's sort of like a combination of maybe the Uber and Airbnb model. So if you own the car, you can add or subtract it to the Tesla network, and Tesla would take 25 or 30% of the revenue. Use the car, we'll show you our ride-sharing app. So you'll be able to summon the car from the parking lot, get in, and go for a drive. So you just take the same Tesla app that you currently have, we'll just update the app and add a summon Tesla, or commit your car to the fleet. So it's either summon your car, or summon a Tesla, or add or subtract your car to the fleet. You'll be able to do that from your phone. We'll do Model 3, S3 and X as taxis, but we made an important change to our leases. So if you lease a Model 3, you don't have the option of buying it at the end of the lease. We want them back. And there's just really no company that has the full stack integration. We've got the vehicle design and manufacturing, we've got the computer hardware in-house, we've got the in-house software development and AI, and we've got by far the biggest fleet. It's extremely difficult, not impossible perhaps, but extremely difficult to catch up when Tesla has 100 times more miles per day than everyone else combined. If you say, what would be the probable gross profit from a single robotaxi? We think probably something on the order of $30,000 per year.
Due to the fact that most owners have their cars parked 80% of the time or more, in the future with the robotaxis, you'll be able to have your car make money for you. Rather than letting your car sit all day, you can make up to $30,000 a year, potentially, given the fact that you can let other people catch up rides on your Tesla and be able to make money whether you're sleeping, whether you're working, whether you're at home or not. You could even go to work, and then while your car is being parked, it could be summoned by somebody else, making you double the money. You're at work making money, but your car is also making you money. So the idea is tremendously lucrative and very, very attractive. Kate Wood from ARK Invest for quite some time has had a bull case of over $15,000 a share betting on the robotaxis and the autonomous future. Now this estimation was made before Tesla made a 5-to-1 split, and adjusted to today's split, it will be $3,000 a share. But according to her and ARK, this is a business that Tesla is ready to dominate and has the technology to do so. And if everything gets executed properly, Tesla should definitely be valued at over $3,000 in today's split adjusted numbers. So the future is bright for Tesla. Later in 2021, we will potentially have the AI Day, in which we're gonna learn about the new supercomputer called Dojo. The new supercomputer called Dojo is going to be like a mastermind that's going to be essential for a full self-driving autonomous future for Tesla. As of right now, employees are helping the supercomputer label certain things by hand, but eventually they're gonna do machine learning, in which they're gonna let the supercomputer called Dojo be able to identify any patterns that it hasn't seen before, so that way it can help in real time all of the fleets of Teslas in the future. Tesla is not just a car company, it's basically multiple startups under one umbrella of a company called Tesla. With the fact that the energy sector alone can be even bigger than the automotive sector, Tesla will definitely have a tremendously high chance of achieving high valuation into the trillions and beyond, potentially becoming the most valuable company in the world. I hope this video touched up on the details to help you understand and put all the points into perspective as to why everybody keeps saying that Tesla not only is more than a car company, but also why so many analysts, little by little, are starting to understand how wrong they were. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing to Electric Invest for more videos about Tesla, as well as other EV and electrical car companies and technologies. I try to post multiple times a week. You can follow me on Twitter at electric_invest. And with that being said, I want to wish you guys a wonderful time, regardless of where you are in the world. And remember, the future is bright, especially with a company like Tesla. I'll see you guys on the next video.